Strike, spare, strike, it looks like. Julian shooting at a 1-2-10. Oh, and he makes it. So he is at 169. Strike here for 179. And Charles, oh, tripping out that 10 pin. Take a look at that. Right there, sending that messenger across, getting it. On a strike, and he's a little bit outside, leaving a 2-4-5. So Charles on the long, and oh, that's how you want to finish your semifinals right there. Wow, leaving the 8-10 in the pocket. Right, Alyssa popped up from that one, didn't like it. She leaves a 4-5 split. In her foundation frame. But she shoots this like she did the 2-4-5. She will make it. And she does. Right there. Got to split the 4-5 with the ball. They go flying out to the side.
It's time to start.
All right, hey everybody, happy Sunday, and welcome to USA Bowl in Dallas, Texas, for the semifinals of the Dallas Youth Open.
Before we start the semifinal squad, I'd like to thank a couple people today. I'd like to thank Guy and Jen Takesu for volunteering their time to ensure that this event is possible. I'd like to also thank Amir and Jay for traveling to Dallas. Parents and center staff, we'd also like to thank y'all as well because you were part of this event. Lastly, and we're very thankful as well to Brian McDonough for live streaming the semifinals and finals. You can follow him on YouTube at Sport Bowling Productions and also give him a like and a follow. Thank you guys. Good luck in the semifinals and finals.
All right, so in the girls division, we've had 12 advance to the semifinal match. It will be a cut to the top 8 after 4 games of semifinals. Leader after qualifying, the U18 girls junior gold champion, JL Hammond. And we can see her right there. Carlin Gattenby, who's number 2. Katharina Mente, 3rd place. Katie Hetty in 4th. Alyssa Ballard, Kyra Durham, Charisse Graham, Haley Spencer, Maggie Toma, Veronica West, Alexis Bouchert, and Rihanna Davis coming in 12th after qualifying. So for the boys, 18 advanced, or 14 advanced to semifinals. Our leader here on our first pair, Nolan Walters, Keegan Alexander, Nash Fitzgerald, Zachary Smullen, Garrett Andrus, Bryson Hill, Emilio Leao, Ethan Gomez, previous Dallas Youth Open champion, Gannon Takiatsu, Dawson Walker, Jake DeVoe, Andrew Kearney, Eric Jones, PBA regional champion Eric Jones, and Connor Fleming coming in 14th. All right, so it's a dual pattern. We've got Keegan leaving a 5.10. And Nolan here shooting at a 3.610, using his spare ball. And he picks it up. Keegan trying to pick up the 5.7, and he gets the 5. So Keegan starting with a strike in the first and open in the second. So you can check out the results at the USA Bowl Dallas webpage. We've got the current standings. All right, so Keegan getting the left side of the rack out. All right, Nolan getting some carry, getting the 6 out. So we've got one side is long pattern, other side is short. Pulling up the pattern here. All right, so the short side's 35 feet, 32 mils of ice oil in a 1-to-1 pattern, so 1 to 1.07, so flat, as flat as it gets. Long pattern, 45 feet, 32 mils of ice. And that is all forward, no reverse oil, and that's a 1 to 1.4 condition, so not easy. So Keegan shooting at the 6.10, and he picks that up. So spare in the fourth. So Katie Heddy up on 48. Third frames, working on a spare. Playing up the right and getting it out. And that's Carlin on 45. And she's a little light, leaves a 2-pin. And Keegan with a 1-2-4, playing the straight game. So he had some success with that on the short pattern in qualifying. Katie on her second shot in the fourth, crossing over and getting the 10-pin to go to spare up the third. Carlin going for her 2-pin, and she picks it up. And Keegan spares his 1-2-4. So JL, U18 girls junior gold champion on 46. Crosses over, gets him out. So here on 23, Zach Smullen, the regional PBA junior champion. So next month he will be headed up to Euless for the national PBA junior championships. And Katie going high flush, capitalizing on that spare in the previous frame. All right, Jay a little high, 4-7. So Nash, Fitzgerald, 3-10. All right, bounces the 3 over to gets the 10 out. And JL going after the 4-7, picking it up. All right, we're back. All right, so Zach, 33. It's on 2 in a row, and that's going to be 3 in a row. And Kat on 47. And Kat, that is a strike for Kat. All right, Keegan going straight at the head pin, leaving a 6. All right, and that was 5 in a row for Kat. So Katharina Mente starting off with 5 strikes in a row, getting the pack of Franks. right, so Katie shooting at a 4-pin, and she picks that up. So Carlin with a 2-4-10. Big split, and she gets 2. Ryan Jailson and 10 back in the 6th. So Katie up in her 6th frame, comes in a little light. Right, JL leaves the 4-7 in her 7th frame. All right, so Zach with a double in the 7th. And JL gets 1 off of her spare. All right, Kat going for 6 in a row, and that 4-pin not going to cooperate. So she'll 9-pin in the 6th. And Zach, 8th frame, going for 3 in a row. Needs some help on it. Gets it. 3 in a row for Zach. Keegan going for the 3-10. Picks it up in the 9th. No problem. So it puts him at 137 on a spare going into the 10th. So off the sheet, 177 possible for Keegan. And Nash double in the 9th. All right, Keegan high flush, sends 10 back. All right, so Nolan, first shot in the 10th. That goes high. Gets the 6-pin out, leaving just the 3. And Zach picks up his spare in the 9th. Keegan playing the high flush. Gets the second one in the 10th, so he's going to be in the 170s after game 1. All right, Nash gets his first one in the 10th for 3 in a row. So he's still got 190 possible. All right, so Keegan gets 9 for 176. Game 1, Zach gets the crossover carry for 4 in a row. Second one in the 10th. And Nolan leaves a 6, 9, 10, and that was his fill, so he's at 172. All right, so Zach looking to make some inroads on the lead. Two more for 247. And so that's going to be 236 possible. Or that's a 2.8, so 237. And he gets both of them. All right, so 237 for Zach. 186 for Nash. So Katie goes high. And Katie with a 3.610. So the semifinals, again, 4 games. So first one's done. Then the top 8 in each division will advance to the finals to play bracket format. So the players trying to get into that top 8 if they're not there already. Carlin with the 1, 2, 4, 10, and can't get the head pin to take that 10 pin out. So open in the 9th puts her at 144, and so she's got 177 possible. All right, so Zach came in 4th, just 18 behind Nolan, so big jump will move him into the lead after 1 game of semifinal. So Carlin starting her 10th frame, first shot on 45. And that goes long. She gets some monster carry though. Leaves just the 5 pin. Looks like the pin setter took it out though, so she'll need that respotted. So Cat 187 going into the 9th. 147 possible. She's on track for that with a strike in the 9th. All right, so Katie up in the 9th at 119, 179 possible still. Playing up the right. It's a little early read, crosses over and leaves a 10 pin. Katie shooting at the spare. Oh, and pulls it just a little bit. So that's going to be an open in the 9th. Puts her 128. Gives her a 158 max score. So Carlin's got her 5 pin back. And she picks that up to spare in the 10th. So she's got a 164 out there possible for her. Katie doesn't like it, stands up on it, and she leaves a 5 pin on her first shot in the 10th. So JL first shot in the 10th. working on a strike in the ninth, goes high, pays the price, leaves a big 4. All right, Katie picks up her spare, so she will get a fill shot. Carlin goes high, leaves the 3-6 on her fill, so she'll finish with 162. And JL gets the 10 pin out, so she'll finish 172. Right, so Katie goes high, gets 8 on the fill to finish 146 for game 1. All right, Kat high flush on her first shot in the 10th, so she's got a big score coming up already at 212 or 217. And she was 79 behind JL. So she will take a bite out of JL's lead. But again, this is semifinals. Top 8 will advance to bracket play. So the goal is to be in the top 8. And this game will definitely help Kat stay in the top 8. Crosses over and leaves the 10 pin. So she's going to be in the 230s. And the boys start in their second game. All right, Nolan getting a little, Nolan getting a little wide, going washout. Right, so Nolan with 35 on an open in the third. Start his fourth frame. And he goes high flush in the fourth. So Keegan in the fourth working on a strike, doesn't like it. And he got 6. All right, so Eric Jones, lefty out of Oklahoma. And his first shot on 32 goes high. He leaves a 2-4-7. And Keegan wraps the 7 pin. Can't believe it. So he goes strike open now in the fourth, puts him at 57. So Carlin taking her first shot on 47. Crosses over. And Eric, oh, he had an 8-pin back there. So leaves that standing on his first frame in game 2. So Rihanna Davis, 45. That's a good shot. Flush pocket. Whoops, Carlin picks up her 5-pin. And Nolan crosses over. Connor Fleming on 31. Success on his first shot on this pair. Keegan trying to bounce one out, get that 4-pin to go. Can't do it, so he goes open, 4th and 5th. He's going to go back and get a consult. Try and make an adjustment for this pair. Nolan spares his 5th frame, puts him at 65 halfway through game number 2. Eric Jones, 31, and he's got 31 figured out already. And JL with a tough 7-10, almost slides it over. So Alexis on 45. Looks like Rihanna's going to need a re-rack. So Alexis comes in high. JL, after that tough 7-10, she goes long. And Alexis picks up her spare. Eric Jones opened on this lane on his first shot in game 2. So made an adjustment and came in light. Keegan, oh, gets the messenger to get the carry. Gets the late fall for the strike. Coming back after a couple opens. Connor on 31 goes high, 4-6-7. And Nolan comes in with a strike in the 7th. Right, Eric with the spare. Right, Rihanna pulls it on the 9-pin. So open there, we'll put her at 28. Carlin, 3rd frame. So working on a strike. And that goes long. So 1-2, and I think there's an 8-pin back there. And Connor going a little bit long. Nolan with the spare. So again, 8 will advance. Connor and Eric qualified in 13th and 14th. And they were just a little bit behind Ethan Gomez, who finished qualifying at 7:48. Eric was 7:27. So 21 behind for Eric. Connor was at 7:18, so 30 behind that next cut line for the finals. And I didn't see how they did in their first game, but every pin will count as far as making that final selection to the top 8. And Eric coming in light, leaving the 3-pin. Nolan going long. Connor on 31 in the pocket with the messenger taking out the 10. JL on the girls division, striking the 4th for the double. Alexis, her 4th frame, she's trying to get a double, goes high and pays the price with the 6, 7, 10. All right, and Alexis trying to slide that 6-pin over into the 7, not quite getting it. Carlin looking down at the slide foot, leaves the 3-pin. Eric goes high. Nolan, his first shot in the 10th, sends them all back. All right, so Nolan looking at a 157. He goes off the sheet. Keegan, 4 6s. And Connor with the spare in the 6th. Keegan is trying to get something, goes 142. All right, Eric picks up his spare in the 5th. Nolan going for the second one in the 10th. Oh, can't get the 7-pin out. So 147 is going to be the best he can do. It's like Zach and Nash went 222, 167. All right, Nolan picks up the spare to go 147. So Rihanna in the 5th, goes a little long. Connor gets his spare in the 7th. Carlin picks up the 2-4 in her 5th frame, puts her at 74 halfway through game number 2. All right, Rihanna spares her 5th frame. JL in the 5th, and ring 10. All right, Connor with the stone 9. And Alexis with the strike in the 5th. Puts her at 67. All right, JL gets the 10-pin. Puts her at 85. Halfway through game 2. Alexis goes a little long. All right, Connor picks up his 3-pin to spare the 8th frame. So Jail in the 6th, working on a spare. And gets the light mixer to go. And Alexis picks up her spare in the 6th. So Connor in his 9th frame gets the strike. So Eric starting his 9th frame. He's working on a strike, and he goes long, long for the washout. Not what you want in the 9th. And Rihanna crossing over, leaving a 9-10. And Carlin getting it wide. Eric trying the backup and gets 3. So he's at 140, can max 170. And Rihanna going for the 9-10. It's got a chance. Hooks a little bit. She gets the 9. Connor looking for some pin action, but leaves the 10. His first shot in the 10th. Puts him at 170. So you can go 182. Right, Eric looking for the first one into in the 10th to get to the 170s, and 7-pin doesn't go for him, just a little bit light. So 160, his max. Carlin's shot goes a little long in the 7th. She's working on a strike. All right, so Eric with the spare, he'll get a fill shot. And he's shooting for 160. So Alexis here in the 7th. And that's a good one, right in the pocket. Connor 3-6-10. JL 7th working on a strike. And flat 10s. Eric for 160, and he gets it. So Alexis 8th frame on a strike. High flush, gets the 4-9 to go. So she doubles in the 8th. And JL picks up the 10-pin in the 7th. Puts her at 125. All right, so JL 8th frame. And needs to push. Doesn't, leaves the 6. All right, so JL picks up the spare in the 8th. Puts her at 146. Rihanna on 46 goes high and leaves the 3-pin So Carlin up on 48, 8th frame. She's got 91 in the 7th. Carlin, the runner-up last year here at the Dallas Youth Open. And just a little light pocket. Gets a tough break with the 2.7. I think she got the 8 out. And Rihanna gets it a little bit outside. The 1-2-4. And Carlin just gets the 2, so open in the 8th for her, puts her at 108 and puts her max score with 2 frames to go at 168. And Rihanna spares her 9th frame, which after 3 opens is a welcome sight for her. So she can go 140 by getting all 3 in the 10th. Alexis, though, working on a double in the 9th. Right over that 10 board down lane, and that checks up. Just avoids the Greek church, but leaves the 4, 6, 9, 10. So that's a tough road in the 9th. Carlin flat 10 on 47 in her 9th frame. Right, and Alexis gets 3. So, and that was on a strike, so getting the count. Gives her 181 max. All right, Carlin picks up the 10 pin in the 9th. All right, Alexis crosses over and leaves the 5 pin on her first shot in the 10th. So 171, her max score now. And JL getting ready for her to be her 9th frame. So on a spare. Alexis spares her 5 pin. JL needs that to hook. Comes in light, mixes them up. Strike in the 9th. All right, so she's got a big game going here. So JL, her first shot in the 10th, needs some help on it, crosses over. No help on the 10 pin. And Alexis finishes 169. right, so JL can go 196. The strike on the fill. Rihanna on 46. Ooh, okay, gets the 10 outs. Just leaves the 4-7. And JL splits the rack open on the fill. She goes 196. And Rihanna spares the 4-7, puts her at 118. So 128 max. And she is trying to get into the cut of the top 8. And she began the day only 20 outside the cut. Trying to climb up into that top 8, make the finals. And Carlin a little high with a 4-7. And Rihanna goes high as well. That'll get her a 126. All right, so Carlin at 136. She can go 146. All right, Carlin sending 10 back, gets her 146 for game 2. All right, it's down on the boys' side, just in time for Connor to wash out in the 7th. Looks like Eric's found a line. He's on 3 in a row. But coming up on 31-32, got Jake DeVoe, and he's on 3 in a row. And he's on 4 in a row. And Andrew Kearney, his 5th frame, he's on a strike. See Connor try and shoot the washout. And, oh, wraps the 10. So that puts him at 132 after 7. Andrew needs some hook, and he gets a washout. So Eric Jones looking for 4 in a row in the 8th with the UC 3, and sends a few pins by the 7, but not enough to get it to go. And Andrew gets 2 on the washout, puts him at 72. And Connor just a little light, but bad break with a 210. Oh, that's a 2-8-10, so extra bad break. But Jake looking for 5 in a row, gets it out into the friction, and he gets a 2.810 of his own. All right, Connor picks the 2. Puts him at 140, so he can go off the sheet for a, and Jake does the exact same thing. Puts him at 133. So Connor can go cool 200 off the sheet. All right, Andrew a little light, and he gets the 8 out, and he's got a 210. All right, so Eric stops all that nonsense with a strike. Strike in the 9th, so he can go 224. All right, Andrew gets the 2 pin, puts him at 133. Or puts him at 81. Jake's at 133. Both on an open. All right, Jake with a nice shot, just floating it into the pocket. And Connor open in the 9th. So best he can do now is 176 going into the 10th. Andrew gets it out right. Oh, crumbles the 210 late. Gets the light pocket mixer and trips out the 10. So Jake in the 8th, working on that strike, and that's not going to crumble out. So he leaves the 210. And Eric sending messengers with that. Looks like a UC3. And 210 for Andrew. All right, Connor with the crossover. Getting a break on his first shot in the 10th. So he's still got 176 possible. Eric looking for 4 in a row and doesn't like it and leaves the 1-3. So he finishes with a 222. So that'll help him try and get into the top 8 and make that final bracket play. Again, Eric, PBA regional champion. He made the show at the PBA Jonesboro Open. A talented player. Right, so looks like the girls have started up on the high end. So you got Maggie Toma, 2-hander, Central Texas. And she goes high for 3-6-10. All right, Maggie picks up the spare in her second frame. Alexis in the third, working on a spare, ring 10. All right. Maggie a little bit light, leaves the 2. All right, so Jake here, his second shot in the 10th, and he's on a good game. He's trying to get into the top 8. And he leaves a 4-pin. Andrew, his first shot in the 10th. He's going to go a little light. All right, so we got Veronica West starting her third game. And she leaves a ring 10 in the third. And again, if you're just joining us, this is the Dallas Youth Open semifinals. We've had multiple squads of qualifying Friday and Saturday. Top 14 boys, top 12 girls advance to the semifinals as Veronica picks up her 10-pin. And after 4 games of semifinals, the highest total scores will advance. Top 8 will advance to the Final Four bracket play. And Veronica a little light. 1, 2. I think there's an 8 back there as well. 10. And Rihanna, her 4th frame. She's a little light. So the scores for Jake and Andrew. Jake 209, Andrew 143. So we'll have some new people moving in there. All right, Veronica almost getting the head pin over to take out the 10. Can't quite get there. So she goes 61 after 4. And Rihanna gets the 8 pin off the 2-4-8, gets the hard one, and puts her at 52 after 4. Maggie in the 4th. That's needs some help. Hits the friction at the end of the pattern hard and checks up. And Alexis in the pocket, but flat 10s in her 4th frame. All right, Maggie going for the spare, and not quite out far enough to the right. Hits the friction at the end and checks up on her. Alexis with the 10-pin spare in the 4th. She makes it. And Maggie on 45. That does not hook on her. It leaves a 1-2-4-7. And Alexis goes light with a 1-2-4-10. All right, so Maggie with the 1-7, but leaves the 2 in the middle. Puts her at 55 after 5. Right, Alexis can't get the 10 pin to go. So she's at 72 halfway through game 3. Right, Veronica crosses over. Right, Rihanna in the pocket, but can't get the 7 pin to go. So Veronica in the 5th. And she picks up her spare, so she's at 71. All right, Veronica crosses over, can't get the 9 pin to go. And Rihanna crosses over, but she gets her 9 pin out. So it's a strike in the 6th for Rihanna Davis. All right, Veronica West steps out of it, but picks up the spare. So spare in the 6th puts her at 90. And Alexis in the pocket, coming back after the open in the 5th for a strike in the 6th. So Maggie on 46, and that checks up a little bit, goes high, leaves a 6 pin. All right, and Maggie with a spare. So we'll go down. Boys are getting started in their 4th final the final semifinal game. All right, Andrew crosses over. Dawson Walker starts his 4th game with the washout. It's an unfortunate start. And his partner on his pair. Oh, Dawson picks it up. So good spare conversion in the 1st for Dawson. And he's bowling with Gannon Takiatsu, who's a prior champion here at the Dallas Youth Open. He'll be looking to try and repeat before he ages out. All right, Jake leaves the 9 off the 3-9-10. And Dawson misses to the left and gets 5. So he's going to lose some count on that washout conversion. All right, so Veronica 7th frame and needs to hook and comes in a little light and just the 2 pin. So Jake in his 4th frame, he goes high. All right, so Gannon gets some carry. Right, Jake spares in the 4th. All right, Rihanna in the pocket, sending messengers. Strike in the 8th for Rihanna. Veronica, high flush, pocket shot. Strike in the 8th. So the girls, this is their 3rd game. Boys down here on their 4th. So Andrew goes high, leaves a 6-10. And Gannon open in the 3rd. So Maggie on 46. She's on a strike and gets the crossover, and ouch, I think that's a 5-10. So I don't know if Maggie's got a backup ball. This would be a good time to use it if she's got one. All right, Jake, little light pocket. And nope, gonna try and slide the 5 over, but a little extra unwanted hook to open in the 8th. Puts Maggie at 101 with 2 frames to go. Right, Maggie in the 9th, and that is a flush pocket shot. Alexis misses to the left. All right, so Maggie's still got 161 possible. And Alexis 168. She picks this up. Veronica in the 9th. Veronica on a strike. And light, flat, 10. A roller won't get the 10 to go. And Alexis spare in the 9th. So she's still got 168 possible. All right, Veronica spare in the 9th. Rihanna crosses over 310 in her 9th frame. And Veronica starting the 10th with a strike. So that's a double for her. So she's still got 160. Nope, run score. She's still got 189 possible. She had a spare in the 9th. And Rihanna gets the shot a little bit wide. Gets the 10, leaves the 3, puts her at 128 with the 10th frame to go. And Veronica in the pocket again, second shot in the 10th, so she's going to be in the 180s for her third game. And Rihanna through the nose with a 610. And Veronica for 189 steps out of it, but steps into going off the sheet in the 10th for 189. And Rihanna picks up her spare, so she will get a fill shot and a chance to get into the 140s. All right, so Maggie had the strike in the 9th, and she can go 161. That's a better shot, and that checks up on her for a 3.610. Comes in a little high. All right, she gets that one a little bit outside. So she'll finish 129, game number 3. And Alexis, her first shot in the 10th, crosses over, but gets him out. Gannon with the messenger goes behind the 9-pin, can't catch a break in his 6th frame. All right, so Jake going for the 140s, needs it to hook. Messenger takes out the 10, so 145. Jake DeVoe. Andrew spares his fill for 157. Gannon picks up his spare. Gannon 7th frame, little high. Alexis finishing her game. She'll go 158. All right, so Gannon with a 6, 9, 10. In the 7th. All right, Gannon's got a little floater half backup spare shot, so looks like it's a little bit left, but drifts a little bit right. And he can pick up spares doing that. All right, so Dawson, light pocket, sends 10 back in his 7th frame. All right, Dawson goes a little bit high. That checked up on him. Leaves the 3.610. And he didn't like it. Little backup got away from him. Picks off the 10. Leaves the 3.6. Puts him at 103 after 8. All All right, so Gannon in the 8th frame, working on a spare, and he's flush in the pocket. So strike in the 8th, puts him at 105 with 2 frames to go. This is the 4th and final game. You can check out results on the USA Bowl Dallas website, Dallas Youth Open. All right, Gannon on 32, 9th frame, working on a strike. That is high, gets the 7 out, leaves just the 6-10. So it looks like Gannon throwing an Axiom on the right lane. Everyone playing with a bunch of surface this weekend. Again, 32 mils on the long and the short. And both very flat patterns. So Dawson in the 9th, he's on an open. Gets the crossover for a 3-10. And a little back up at the 3-10, gets just the 3. So again, Dawson and Gannon starting today just outside the cut. Gannon starting outside by 5. Dawson outside by 16. But that was 3 games ago. And Dawson into the OB on his first one in the 10th. Gets 3. So he can pick this up in 132, the best he can do for this game. And Dawson with the pitch black. His choice on the right lane. That's a better shot. And that checks on him. So he's going to finish 119. So not the game he was looking for. To try and get into the top 8. All right, that's Haley Spencer going a little bit long on the left. Haley starting her 4th game on 45. And Sharice Graham, 46, in her 3rd frame. And she crosses over. Gannon picking up another 6, 7, 10. So Gannon will get a fill shot. So he can strike on the fill for 152. And he'll get 9, so he'll be at 151. All right, so Veronica with the 4-7. And she picks that up. So the finals coming up this afternoon. Be sure you don't miss those by subscribing to the channel and click that notification bell. So at the end of the semifinals, we'll shut the stream down and we'll start up for the finals this afternoon. You won't want to miss that. Bracket finals in the top 8, boys and girls, to crown the overall champion of the Dallas Youth Open. So Maggie with a 1-2-8 in her 9th frame. And pick this up for 143. Oh! Slinging the headpin off the wall to come back and take out the 2-8. Getting them both. There you go. All right, first shot in the 10th. Comes in a little bit light. All right, Maggie picks up the 2-8, so she'll get a fill shot, puts her at 161. Strike here for 171. And again, check out the Dallas Youth Open page at USA Bowl for results following the semifinals. See who advances into the top 8. Into the final bracket here at the Dallas Youth Open. Maggie with a 3-6-10 on the fill, puts her at 168 for her last game. All right, Veronica, ouch, starts the 10th with another split and the big 4. So if she gets 2, she'll finish at 120. And gets 1, so she's going to be 119 to finish her 4th game. So, all right, folks. So we'll be back in a little bit with the finals. Top 8 advance to the finals for bracket play. Make sure you don't miss that by subscribing and click the notification bell, and you'll know whenever we go live. So we're going to shut this down, and we'll be back for the finals in a little bit. And be cool and go bowl.